on. Arik,
Come
talk
on.
to me about Fidencio. First time I met you, we got in a fight, almost turned into a fist fight.
Please.
Now we're like
Ah.
young lovers.
Hold me back. Yes.
So
The
when did
first
you
time we
start
met, we
Fidencio?
got when I
Yeah,
started Fidencio, we launched Fidencio in 2009, and but really started the project of trying to do a brand. I think in 2007 is when that got started, and we didn't know what we were doing. Didn't really know about shared information about. Didn't know about tales of the cocktail and how to, sort of
so wait,
who to
why
speak
did you
to.
why did you
Yeah.
start it? Why'd you start it?
Oh, because I kind of fell in love with it and I needed a gig. I was between restaurant jobs and I was like, okay, this is really cool. I really like this. Um, and it felt right. And then I came back to New York and started working in restaurants again. And then we eventually were able to launch Fidencio. And then haven't been back in the restaurants since. But I still consider myself a
You always
restaurant
eat at
person.
home now?
No,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Okay.
I do. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So tell
I,
me what is Fidencio as a brand? Where are you positioning it? What are you trying to make it? How is it different than San Bartolo or Derrumbas?
oh, I guess I wish I was that strategic. So Fidencio as a brand is, it's an expression of the work of Enrique Jimenez and his family. So maker, place, house style, mostly espadín from his farm, some foraged agave, um, and you kind of for me it was building a brand at a time when there weren't any built brands, so to speak. Everybody was really trying to figure out how to get there and what this category is going to look like. And I was fortunate enough to be doing it at the time and getting to the place where we got it to, and it's kind of humming along. Like we're not for sale. We are. There's not. We're our capacity is based on the farm. We don't buy agave from other farmers for espadín, so that really sort of limits us and it sort of controls what we were able to grow beyond or towards. So that gave me the opportunity to be an importer and represent um, other brands, which that started for me in La Venenosa.
I'm going to throw in here too while you're
Yeah.
saying that because it's funny to me. It's one of my frustrations, and yet I think it's a beautiful thing that um, I always see you promoting every one of the other brands in your portfolio over your own. It's like you put everybody else first before you have anything to eat yourself. It's really humble and really sweet. But you do more than Espadin in Fidencio, right? Like this is your
Yes, but the
Tepestate,
over
right?
right, and we do Tepestate, Tobala, Magliquiche, and we do them sort of as needed, not every year. Um, so this batch of Tepestate was done last year, and it was agave farm raised Tepestate from Enrique's relative, sort of in the east, south and east, and yeah, we had one other batch, no, two other batches. So we've done three batches of Tepestate over the years. Um, this one's really gentle. I really like the mouthfeel of it. Some of them are bolder. Um, and I don't have any in front of me. And it wouldn't matter if I did because I don't have any sense of taste right now.
Oh yeah, right now, sure. Hey,
Right now.
I've seen the shirts you wear. You
Yes, yes, yes.
That was a Chava joke to me, actually. Like if Chava wasn't going to do that, I was going to do it. So before this thing started, you and I were talking about this steakhouse. That How long have you been selling to this steakhouse? Selling this mezcal to this steakhouse, the Fidencio?
Oh, I think they've been a client for about 2 years or so.
Oh, okay, so
You
relatively
know,
new.
it's yeah, I'm not 100% sure of that, but I think so.
I mean,
Yeah.
so you were saying that they came to you and said, this mezcal thing is pretty cool. Like, if there's a second expression that we should go to, what is it, right?
What Lou's referring to is I it's just I was remarking before the event about how cool it is now. Like we have clients that are people that are diving deep and wanting to know the people and all of the different components. And then we have like very mainstream non-agave clients as well. And in the case of this one, they they got they've been working with Fidencio Classico for a few years, and they reached out to me. We had a conversation today because they're ready for the next expression. They're like, what else can we add in? And they're doing it in a way that's really smart. It's working for them. They're taking it slowly. They're ready for the next one. They understand what they have, and now they're ready for another one. And down the road, they'll have a few more. And this steakhouse is going to have an agave selection, or it already does, and we're just happy to be a part of it. So,
Well,
the
but it
world has
sounds
changed a
like
lot.
the reason I brought it up was not just to make chit chat. The reason that I brought it up was you're saying that they're going to have an agave, like they're doing it, but really this is, I think, the result. I'm guessing the result of you just being out there for, what is this now, 12 years, knocking on
Wow.
doors, learning
Wow.
how to
Well,
sell to new, right, to new venues. It doesn't just happen
Me,
overnight.
me, and it's not just me. Me and a lot of other dedicated, hardworking people. And really, I mean, if we're really going there, I my a big shout out to every distributor rep that has really taken a shine to me and cares about the people that we represent and takes us as something that's personal to them, because that really is what made the difference and allowed me to grow. So
Yeah,
that's a huge thing.
this is the first
Huge.
time we've done a tasting where distributors help to distribute the samples, and it's why so many people weren't able to get in. We've never had an audience this big on a webinar. I feel awful because your distributors really did work hard. I sent
They
out
did. Yeah.
yeah, I sent out another email pointing people to the Facebook link, so hopefully more of them will watch that, and then we'll also have this archived on the YouTube page. But yeah. Hey, and do you still do the without smoke, the
Yeah. Unico.
Unico?
Unico. Yes. Originally we launched it was called Sinumo. That's why Lou and I almost, went to fisticuffs. Um, and yeah, yeah, it's something, it's Oaxaca is a place of traditions and it's a place of inspiration and creativity. So
Hmm.
I, this is a intersection of that, and it's Enrique's inspiration and his creativity with his traditions. But effectively, it's a steamed agave mezcal. Um, so it's really cool for those of you who are don't know about it. It really drinks a lot like almost an eau de vie of espadin. It's really pretty, but it's wild for it. I mean, wild fermentation and bottled without water. So it's got some legs to stand on, but definitely different and unique.
Nice. And before we move, we're not going to send you over to the audience, but before we bring Roberto up here, is there we want to know, is there a particular cut of steak that goes best with this mezcal?
I'll get back to you. It's always ribeye, right?
I'm
Start with the ribeye.
I would actually start with the tuna steak if it were me.
oof.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, I
mm-hmm,
approve
mm-hmm.
that. Actually, in steakhouses, they serve chamorro. Is that chamorro? Like the leg of the animal. I was just in Morelia and had a whole leg of an animal with mezcal, and it was probably the best thing I've had in a few years. So
Is this why
probably
you were running late? You started with the leg and you were working way up to the neck? Is that like,
I have a multitude of excuses, but yeah, I'll give you that one.
oh, and we've got a question about the steaming. Tulio wants to know for how long it's steamed.
Oh yeah, that's interesting.
It's for 3 days, so it's a pretty low
Oh,
temperature and it's calibrate, and it's not like a steam oven that you would typically see in tequila country. It is a radiant heat, so it's a dry, steam powered contained radiant heat. So it kind of, Enrique calibrates it to sort of mimic the time that you would need to roast in an underground oven.
Okay. That is really interesting.
So it's
because I
pretty
have never
gentle,
heard
and
that. Yeah.
yeah, it's really unusual. I don't think
Yeah.
I've seen another one like it. He designed it himself.
Yeah, I mean, and just like a last point to that, and I love what you said about the flexibility of traditions. I think a lot of people think that the things that have been done for 100 years haven't changed, but they usually, if the maker is really good, they will find new things to play with, and they will design their own machinery. They will design their own things because they've been designing their own tools for hundreds of years. And maybe one day they
Absolutely.
want to play with steam, and you get to something like that that's beautiful, which I don't know why would Luke have a problem with it and would like to fight with you about it.
Well, it's
Oh man.
you
Okay,
know,
no, I'm not gonna open that kind of worm. Roberto, you're next. Shut up, Lou. We're moving
What's
forward.
up, Roberto?
careful. I'm the one who can mute you, Chava. Remember that.